नाश्ता दोपहर या रात का खाना मेरा पेट खाली लेकिन मेरा दिल भर जाता है. Never before in history has someone gotten up onto this TED Talk stage and prepared a 3-course meal for every single person here tonight. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. I need some energy. Never before in history has someone gotten up onto this TED Talk stage and prepared a 3-course meal for every single person here tonight. Until now. Tonight, we feast social media. And let me tell you, it tastes manipulative. In starters, we shall have something addicting and possibly dissociative. Eater discretion is advised. The main entree is topped with a lot of attention, which, according to our chef, marinates a more comparison-based society. And finally, for our creme brulee, I'll put the cherry on top with how we can rewire our brains. So I hope you're ready for this yummy and bumpy ride of social media exploration. Not too bumpy though. This is a TED Talk, not a Spirit Airlines. The World Health Organization finds that the average person spends about 6 years and 8 months on social media in their life. That's enough time to become an oral and maxillofacial surgeon. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, get off social media and go become a doctor. According to Harvard, social networking sites light up the brain in the same way as taking an addictive substance. Specifically, studies find a clear degradation of white matter in regions controlling emotional processing, attention, and decision-making. Why do you think 1/3 of Americans consider themselves addicted? It isn't because social media is like an addictive drug. It's because it is one. Dr. Lemke of Stanford explains in her book, Dopamine Nation. Dopamine releases in the body when something feels good, such as getting those likes on the gram or watching clips on TikTok. Like many things in life, our bodies are designed for homeostasis, a perfect balance of pleasure and pain. Social media imbalances that scale by giving you far more dopamine than you actually need. And when dopamine stops releasing at this magnitude, there's an equal tipping on the pain side, which is why we often feel worse than before. And if you think cycling back to social media will solve the problem, it won't, because during the next dopamine hit, you actually go below baseline levels, causing you to feel more unhappy. So the cycle continues. Just like a drug, it works less with repeated exposure, but much like an addiction, it's hard to stop because without it, you're in a significant dopamine deficit. It's like pedaling on a bicycle that's stuck in mud. You keep doing the cycling motion, but it isn't until you look up that you realize you aren't actually going anywhere. Reinforcing this behavior a lot makes it difficult to enjoy the little things, such as spending time with loved ones, because it's no longer your main source of dopamine. Social media is. It's quite ironic we use these platforms to connect with the rest of the globe, yet we seem to disconnect with the people right around us. A lot of this has to do with instant gratification, that feeling of needing joy immediately, right now, even if it's really small, compared to a greater joy later on in life. Networking platforms capitalize on this as they copy methods used in casinos so users build a psychological craving. Likes, notifications, even algorithms tailored specifically for you. Let's be real, social media tailors you better than a pair of Levi jeans, and it doesn't just get you hooked, it reels you into the dissociative state. This is when you keep scrolling and you don't even know why. It's not bringing you joy, you just keep doing the swiping motion. Next thing you know, an hour and a half has passed and you're wondering how this egg has more likes than you. And then the feeling of regret. Oh my gosh, where did all the time go? After all, your time equals their money. Now, let's get to the meat of the matter. Vegans. Social media creates a comparison-based society. The University of Michigan finds that people who look at others' profiles all day become envious, unhappy, and miserable. According to Pew Research, 49% of users experience depression and 31% sometimes feel loneliness. Now, it's completely unfair for me to explain why that is, but think about what we post. We give people a skewed image of our lives, don't we? It's not like you're gonna post, just failed my anatomy exam. Hashtag, oops, I did it again. Hashtag, gonna get my gluteus maximus kicked. This filtration technique of only amplifying the best moments is what I call self-esteem cherry picking. This is not the type of cherry picking where the ref calls an offside in soccer. It's where you choose and modify pictures and profiles that will attract the most amount of likes and comments, allowing you to feel a higher self-esteem. And I'm all for positive self-esteem, but letting the attention you receive online be the sole definition of how you view yourself is not healthy. It's gotten to the point where people make stuff up. Insta-lie is a concept where people post fake images of what they're doing in real life. Maybe you see someone post a workout. You're like, wow, 9:02 at night? Putting in that work? In reality, this person might be dedicated. But in real reality, this person is dedicated in a different way. The other concept is called vacationing. Yes, vacationing, which is when you post a fake vacation trip. If you go to fakeavacation.com, you too can come spend your weekend with me and Mufasa in the Saharan desert. It's all about grabbing attention. And if that means putting on a mask, so be it. We like to show people that we are living, and especially that we look good. Please, don't compare yourself to these beautiful people on social media. Stop it. Half of these people put on more filters than a Brita filter system. Cleanest water in the game. If you compare your image to the people on social media, of course you're not going to be happy. It's unrealistic. No one's skin is that glowing. Not even Brita water can do that. Social media is a business, and the object they're selling is you. These platforms emphasize the freedom to be yourself, but that's not true. They want you to be a version of yourself that neglects half of reality. That half of reality when things don't go the right way, where we fail, when we don't look so good. When did freedom become deluding others so that one could follow the unfortunate status quo of showing off an unrealistically appealing life? You're not free. You just built a window in your prison. So how can we get out? How can we rewire our brains? I've been off social media for 3.5 years, and it's been one of my best decisions. I've been able to use my time more effectively, and although my circle is smaller, it's far better than the one I used to have. I care less about posting the perfect picture and more about living in the perfect moment. It honestly feels like a stress or an unnecessary burden is gone. But I'm actually not here to tell you to quit social media. Plot twist, I know. Social media can be powerful if used in the right way. But I do want you to change something essential, and that's your mindset. I could easily give you these tips. Remove notifications. Don't check social media in the morning. But I'm not going to say any of that. That's treating the symptoms of a disease, but not the disease itself. I want to find the root of the problem, and I believe that is in our sincerity and intention. I want to ask you, are you truly bettering yourself as a person on this earth by using social media? Are you trying to spread something valuable sincerely, something uplifting, or are you seeking the attention, likes, and praise of others? What's your intention? At the end of your life, if you were given a book that has everything about you, every word you spoke, every place you went, everything you posted on the outside, and more importantly, everything you felt on the inside, when you get to the last page of your book, would you say, I'm tearing with joy, or I'm tearing with regret? Did social media help you fulfill your purpose in life, or did it distract you from it? As the saying goes, Nashta, doper, yarat ka khana, mera peet khali, lekin mera dil bhar jata. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, my stomach may be empty, but my heart is full. You see, the stomach symbolizes the desires of this worldly life: attention, comparison, instant gratification, endless dopamine. It always craves more. And you could have all the material things in the world, but it will not satisfy your hunger. But the heart symbolizes something far greater. It symbolizes true freedom. You see, true beauty is not in appearance. It's not in the praise you get. It's not in the mask you put on. But rather, true beauty is deep inside the chest with a pure intention, and it glows when there's sincerity. My advice: build today, not your profile, but your heart, so that tomorrow you can look back and be proud of the life you lived. Thank you.